Hi again, I'm excited to show you the debt consolidation tool. So I want you to think of this as a step one in a two-step process, meaning that what the goal is with this refinance cash out is to pay off any high interest debt that you have and lower your overall monthly payments. We know that rates are higher, so you end up with a higher mortgage rate, but a lower overall monthly payment output. So this would be step one in the plan. And step two would be when rates come down again, either later this year or at some point next year, you would be able to lower your rate in payment at that time and have just your mortgage payment, hopefully, and no other debt and one low monthly payment. So there's another reason why we like to do this would be a better plan because there is a rate hit on a refinance cash out. So if you were just going to wait until rates came back down and do it all at one time, you still wouldn't get the lowest rate because there's a hit on whenever you do a cash out refinance. So if you take the hit now when you do the cash out refinance and then you just do a rate and term refinance down the road, you're going to be able to get the lowest rate possible out there. So on the screen, I have an existing residence for the Smiths, and with their original purchase price, their property taxes, insurance, association fee when they purchased it, and how much it's worth today. So that would be the first step. And then I go through and just put in any other information. Did they refinance? Let's say no, that they never did refinance. Oh, well, I guess they're not going to let us do that. So we'll go with yes, they did refinance. We'll hit continue. And then I've already typed in a few of their debts here to save time and continue. So we have our current ratios here, front end ratio, back end ratio. And if I was going to do a refinance at 80 LTV would be their max at today's rate. No points, no mortgage insurance because they're below 80% and the cost being about $3,500. I'm going to calculate that. So we get this cool little graph. We have our existing loan, our new loan. So we get to kind of compare the apples to apples. We're going up in rate and we're raising our balance a little bit. So this particular customer does have mortgage insurance because they're in an FHA loan. So we'd be taking them out of an FHA loan into a conventional. So we have our future housing payment at $4,002. Currently, they are at, let's see. Let me find that where their current payment is, but we're raising their rate. So we're raising their payment, we're raising their loan amount. But you can see here that the overall payment here, they'd be saving about $1,132 a month because we would be taking that high interest debt, including a home equity line of credit and another personal loan, and rolling that in and getting rid of the mortgage insurance. So even though their rate and payment is going up, their overall savings is coming down. So we can see here we'll be saving them $1,132. And these are just two debts. Some people have more, depending on what we can include in there. For LTV, we would include as much debt as we can. Sometimes we need to do an appraisal. Sometimes we don't need an appraisal. It's just going to depend on what the automated underwriting system tells us we can and can't do. So again, this just breaks down all the numbers here for a deeper dive. This shows like, hey, if you took your monthly savings, the $1,132, and applied that back towards the principal, you could actually pay this home off in 17 years, so almost half the term, saving 9 years on your payment, 9 years of interest, so saving about $256,000 in interest. So just an overall more effective way to look at what an actual cost is and savings is for a refinance cash out. So when you look at the short term, the long term, we have to see what makes sense. When this happens, when we save an interest amount of $256,000, your interest rate is actually not going to be that 5.5% or 5.25. Your effective overall interest rate is going to be probably half of that because you're paying it off sooner. You're saving more in interest. So this is just one of the tools that we can do with you or your client to show you what a relief situation will look like for debt consolidation. We can even use this to talk about cash out home improvement. That is a big topic since a lot of people have the equity to sell and purchase a new home. Maybe it's a bigger home, maybe it's downsizing, maybe it's just updated and remodeled. But in this case, let's see what the equity would look like if you took it out and remodeled your home, and then, increase the value that way as well. Um, Either situation we can definitely look at. With the refinance cash out for remodel, I also like to look at a home equity just for comparison purposes. But we all know that the home equity is tied to the Fed funds rate, and that is supposed to be going up about a 1.5% over the next 3 months. So probably not going to be great compared to this option for you. So I would love to have a conversation and just show you what your numbers look like. Maybe it's college. Maybe it's you have a new driver coming up. You need to buy a car. Maybe it is you want to buy a home for your kiddo at college because rent is skyrocketing. And we all know real estate is a great investment. So being able to take some equity, put money down, and do a kiddie condo, which I just did for my daughter in Texas. So we were able to finance it as a primary residence. So we didn't get the rate ding for investment or second home. She's on the loan. So she is building credit, building equity along with me, and she's going to have a place to live where her roommates are going to pay the rent or the mortgage for us. So lots of things you can do depending on your goals. So again, we can have a conversation, talk about what your short-term goals are, long-term goals, and help you figure out whether it's now, 6 months, a year from now. It's always good to have that plan in place and know when it's time to act. One more thing, the bridge loan is a great product. So if you know that you do want to sell and move, we can look at a bridge loan, which bridges the gap between selling your old house and buying a new house. You can go ahead and buy the new house with the equity of your current home before you sell your home, so you don't have to worry and stress out about being homeless. And then we do have our rate lock and shop feature, which allows you to lock in today's rate while you shop, so up to 90 days to shop for a home. So lots of information there. Like I said, happy to have a conversation with you. I look forward to connecting. Hope you're doing well. And let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day.